Talking baseball. The inmates are running the asylum as JOMBOY gets a house. Some huge series trades are happening. Let's get it, baby! Hello and welcome to Talkin' Baseball. Trevor Plouffe out on the left coast. Big baby David, brought to you by DraftKings. I think JOMBOY might be diving in later this episode. He literally just signed a house. Trevor's going to try to box him out. The mic's here. I mean, BBD's got awards prepped. BBD's got awards prepped. Get ready for that.
Sorry, Jim. Don't need ya.
How's everyone doing? The chat is going. My voice is back to 80%. I've got some really good color going right now. A lot of days out in the sun. I'm feeling good. Trevor, how you doing, Big Daddy?
What's up, Jacob and Big Dong? I'm doing great. Your color is red. That's your good color on your skin.
Yes.
Got to start using some sunscreen. I'm doing great. I had a fabulous weekend full of kids' birthday parties. And that's what I figured out as an adult with children. Your weekends are consistently just birthday parties.
Right.
So I did that this weekend. And then I do want to say one thing. Me and my best friend, you guys know who I'm talking about.
Matt Stafford.
We hung out. No
Hard?
big deal. Not hard. Not hard. We kind of hung out, played a little basketball together. We did some stuff in the gym. You know, just guy stuff. So pretty good weekend for me. Yeah. I'm excited to talk about some of these games. There was some electric baseball that was played. How are you guys doing?
We're good over here, man. We went to the stadium briefly last night to watch the Yanks string us along for another week as we limp towards the deadline. Some fun stuff there. We'll talk about that. I'm doing all right. BBD, how you doing, Big Daddy?
Pretty good. I'm not too bad.
I love that. Some quick snaps for Jimmy. Got a house. That's pretty cool. That's a big life
A house
moment.
or a mansion? Is it a mansion?
You know, it's a mansion. You know, he's throwing me $50 every other week to take care of the moat around the house. So
feed the alligators.
Little side gig for me. Yeah. So I'm excited about that. Boys and man, Trev, we were just recapping it a little bit. Man, Brewers Reds, that's a conversation. Couple big series. The Phillies might be back in the mix. Mets save a series the other day. Do the kids' parties, who watches the kids? Is it whoever hosts the party, or how does it work? Are you responsible for your own, or I don't know?
It really depends at which party you're at.
Okay.
Typically, you're in charge of your own kids. New thing that's happening now that like never happened when I was younger is everyone has a lifeguard if there's a pool.
Love that.
So you don't have to like worry about that. That's like that's the biggest fear I think that most parents have is like that happening.
Right.
So lifeguards are in, but you watch your own kids, man. What do you think this is?
I don't know.
Well, I take that back. Actually, I brought a babysitter with me last night.
Wow.
So, you know, the mom and dad can just chill a little bit.
What a flex. Shout out to the babysitter.
Shout out Flex for having a babysitter.
Going to a party where you're, I don't know, teeing it up with Matthew Stafford in the gym, whatever.
I wasn't at a party with Stafford. It was a very intimate hangout.
Separate.
Okay?
Thank you. It was very intimate. Talking baseball, OnlyFans. I think we should get into the ball, right?
Did you ask BBD how he was doing?
Yes, Trev.
Yeah, and I'm doing
Thanks for paying attention.
Well. It caught me by surprise a little bit when he asked because I'm trying to get a sound bite that'll work. But
people are saying BBD needs a square, and it's a hard disagree with me.
Wow,
for me.
Okay, I'm just last time it happened, it was exclusively your idea.
Yeah,
with the chat.
That's how Trev rolls, man.
That's fine. That's fine.
We had a nice run-in yesterday. We were walking back from the game, and someone was like, yo, JOMBOY, Jake, oh, shit, Talkin Yanks, I love your guys' stuff. And then he looks at BBD and goes, in the corner.
Yes.
Then he said,
you belong in the corner.
He said a line that was
it was
half mean
incredible.
but pretty funny.
I went to go like shake his hand and say hi.
He pointed at BBD and he says, "Don't say anything. You'll ruin it for me." Just because he's in the corner chilling. So it was a little mean, but it was nice. So thank you for that. Let's get into the action. Poppy Gordo will be doing the NL recap.
Let's go, Jakey boy.
And before I do that, it's brought to you by Cushy Dreams. Trev, you know all about that. You and Matty Stafford. I don't know if I can tie his name to it, so I won't. I won't.
Matty Stafford is a clean-cut American.
No, I went to high school with a Matt Stafford, different guy. He loves Cushy Dreams. We love Cushy Dreams, man. They are like ride or die with us. They are awesome. Smokable CBD with BBD is what I keep telling the people. And, man, I always go back to this. What they offer, relax, create, hustle, peace, energy, dream. Trev's got it. If you've ever wanted to do any of those words, try it before you go to bed.
How about caviar?
Caviar, whoops. Sorry about it.
Caviar. I don't like caviar, but this is just a name.
Okay. Cushy Dreams, they're the best. CushyDreams.com. Promo code BASEBALL for 20% off your next order. It doesn't have to be your first. It doesn't have to be your last. Just your next order, 20% off with promo code BASEBALL. 100% legal. You know, can't mess around with the Mary Jane everywhere. Try the CBD. It could change your life, man. Help you sleep, could help you relax, help you create, hustle. We love Cushy Dreams. CushyDreams.com. Promo code BASEBALL. 20% off your next order. All right. Let's talk some baseball, boys. I'm stoked.
Hey, the chat is revolting against me right now. It's a little scary.
Big time. Big time.
Yeah, that happens.
The chat.
Put the Pentagon in the middle.
The chat is kind of BBD's like militia. Like they will battle for him.
I don't know. Talk with them a lot.
Part of our job is to put people in positions to succeed. Okay, right. We understand each other. Right. BBD at home plate is the field general calling the shots. We can't have him up there. He's going to be looking at himself the whole time.
It's real Muto,
and he won't be producing.
He's real Muto. You're Trevor Plouffe, and I'm Ronald Torreyes. Let's roll it.
Let's go, baby. And what happened, Jakey?
I can let you know. BBD on the ones and twos. Yup. We are heading to Washington, where the Padres take 2 out of 3. They put up a huge number. Game 1, 24-8. My goodness. Paddock and Fetty. The offense ended up being the story that night. We also had the scary stuff go on. Really scary. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Tough. Padres won the second game 10-4, and Nationals, Scherzer versus Musgrove pitchers matchup, also 8-7, man. The offensive went off in this series. Padres hit 377, Nats hit 336. Tough series to be a pitcher. Strasburg does a sim game, doesn't feel good after. We hate that. Darvish returns for the Padres Monday. We do like that. Welcome to the Crone Zone. How's your cycle, Jakey C? In Cincinnati, huge series for the Reds. They could cut the Brewers division lead down to 1. Oh no. The broomsticks come out as the law firm gets it done. Hauser, Woodruff, and Burns. The second game goes Buenos Cantos, 11 innings. Man, and the Brewers, their offense puts up runs this series, 11, 7, and 8. They hit 311 as a team. Hitting starting to go up. Round baseball, Willie Adames can't stop. Corbin Burns shoves. Yelly, second half Yelly. Trevor Plouffe was telling you about it. Reds, tough. Castellanos leaves after a hit by pitch. Hate that. Tough. Brewers, big lead in the Central. The St. Louis Cardinals take 2 out of 3 from the San Francisco Giants. Boy, did they need that in a big way, especially after the Giants took game 1, 7-2. Kim and Wade LeBlanc season. Holy smokes. 3-1 Cardinals, 2-1 Cardinals. Alex Reyes, MLB record converting his 24th straight save to start his career. Good for you, kid. Yes, couple yackers. Cardinals trying to get involved at the trade deadline. Phillies hosted the Marlins, and they take 3 out of 4. That might mean something, folks. Doubleheader day. Phillies and Marlins split 5-2, 7-0. Marlins in the second game. And then Phillies in 10, Velasquez versus Thompson. And then Wheeler outduels Garrett 7-4. The Phillies, Travis Jankowski with the big series. How's your lettuce like that? JT Realmuto, a.k.a. BBD, with the big walk-off in this. Marte with the big series. Will he be playing somewhere else soon? New York Yankees, we will see. Nola comes back for the Phillies on Tuesday. Pirates host the first-place Mets, and oh boy, it's looking like a sweep grand slam walk-off in the second game for the Pirates, and then they go up 6-0 in the third. These Mets are built different. Snort. They come back. They chip away. Big Blankenhorn homer. You know I love that. And they get the Conforto yacker in the ninth to win 7-6. Circle that one if you're a Mets fan, because we would be saying some tough things about them today if they didn't win that one. Stallings had the walk-off grand slam. Fastball inside. Rockies, Dodgers. Dodgers take 2 out of 3 from formerly my Rocks. Dodgers took the first 2. Rockies, they fight though. 10th inning, game 3. They win 6-5. Love that. Built entirely different. Rockies have a ton of COVID stuff going on. Daza, Senzatella, Chacin, Almonte. Bad times. Don't like that. Mookie with a big series, but then he gets some hip stuff going on. We think he's okay. Walker Buehler, 7 innings pitched, 2 earned runs. He is what you call a stud. And the final game in the National League, final series, Diamondbacks hosted the Cubbies. Cubbies, they take 2 out of 3. That team's trying to fight to not be traded. Might be too little too late at this point, boys. But they win 5-1, 4-2 with good fortitude. But the D-backs take the third game. My Snakes, Merrill Kelly gets it done. Javi Baez with the big series. Contreras homer. Cubs win 2 out of 3.
You're so freaking good.
That's just show. That's just
Your
show. That's just show. That's big leagues.
Speaking of show, there was some show ball being played around that National League.
Trev, what jumps out to you, Big Daddy?
I want to start with the Brew Crew. Everybody talking about the Reds. We want to do this. We want to do that. All Milwaukee's done all season is shut everybody up. 4 games up going into this series. Jake says, hey, they can cut the lead down to 1 if they sweep. They got swept. Yeah. Brewers got a 7-game lead in the Central. The original law firm does it. And look, we keep saying this over and over with the Brew Crew. And I like the Reds. I like watching them play. Castellanos wasn't in this series. Is that a difference? Probably.
Yeah.
But the Brew Crew is going to make additions, and a big addition. I got little birdies telling me all sorts of stuff. I can't talk about it yet.
Okay.
Can't talk about it yet. But the Brew Crew, they're looking for a World Series. They don't care about the division title. They don't care about making the playoffs. Been there, done that with this team. And they have the pieces. They have the postseason roster. If they go out and do what I think they're going to do, they'll be competing with the Dodgers and the Padres to get to that World Series.
And man, they have the second largest divisional lead right now. The White Sox have an 8-game lead in the American League. They have a 7-game lead, man, and we are at a part of the season where, there's going to be a couple trades and a couple teams, something might click. Look at the NL Central, and now that the Brewers are the Brewers, we believe in them. They got pitching. Their lineup, they have some guys starting to click. Urias, Yelly, if he has a second half. Adames has been a stud. Like the Cincinnati Reds, they're kind of the Cincinnati Reds. We'll see if they do something at the trade deadline. They hit a little bit. When they pitch enough, they win some series. Cubs and St. Louis, they both have negative run differentials. So does Cincy. And, it's looking like the Brewers are going to roll.
Brewers are going to run away with this. We asked a question if they're going to come, if they're ever going to be out of first place, and I don't think it's going to happen, especially not with this lead now.
I mean, after that series, it's tough to imagine. It's tough to imagine. And, man, if you're a Cincy fan, that's got to sting a little bit because we did our Friday episode, and, it was teams we wanted to root for, and Cincy was one of them because they were kind of the only other NL team that could also keep the wild card interesting. I mean, that almost seems dead in the water. San Diego's 55-41. Cincy's 48-45. So that NL playoff picture, minus the NL East, which we'll talk about in a second, but good for the Brewers, man. And Trev, that's the going away statement is like, if you're talking World Series teams, you have to discuss the Brewers. You have to.
Yes. With the starters in the back end of the bullpen, when you think about postseason baseball, that's what you think about. Timely hitting, which how can you prepare for timely hitting? You can't. But when you have those three guys, they have, 3-4 guys that you can run out there. All you need is 3 in the postseason, 3 starters. Stack your bullpen with your best guys, which they have, and look out, man.
Yeah, and if you can go, if you turn it into 3 starters, and then you have Peralta or you have whoever it is be the swing man, like we saw Patrick Corbin do for the Nats, you can have a good pitcher pitching every inning. And then you kick it to Williams and Hader. They have a formula that's very clear. They are a scary team. Trev, I think the other fun convo right now in the NL is the NL East. The Mets, crazy game yesterday. The breakdown's already out. Our guy, Taijuan Walker, trying to make a play.
What do you think?
I think it was fair, right? It was tight, and anytime it's going to be that tight, you can't fling the ball anyways. But it looked like, you see the ball kind of hovering over the line. It looked like it was there, right?
I'm thinking, so I have a baseball.
Okay.
Right here.
Okay.
Like, it seemed to me like there's only a small portion of the baseball that sits on the ground, right? It's a round ball. Spherical.
Math pod.
If it's over the line, it's not touching the line. It has to touch the line. I really think that was a foul ball.
Okay.
I don't think it was touching the line. It might have been hovering over it.
Right.
But I don't think it was touching it. But, look, that's a judgment call right there.
Right.
We're reviewing it. The home plate umpire, what's he going to do? He made the call that he thought was right. But you're right, Taijuan. Can't really fling it when the bases are loaded, right?
Yeah, I think bases were hucked. Everyone's
scored all 3 of them.
Everyone's running around. And, hey, good for the Mets. Because, man, if they don't win that game, Philly's a game behind them, and we're talking about, your first series back from the All-Star break, and it's the Pittsburgh Pirates. So for them to come from behind and get some good energy out of that series when, things were looking rough, good for them. I think that's one, if you're a Mets fan, I would circle it, because I think if you lose that game, like you start teetering a dangerous line. Especially because trades are coming. Atlanta's making moves. They're 4 games back. They traded for Vogt. They traded for Jock. They're looking for any sort of good juju. They do have the best run differential in the NL East. And the Philadelphia Phillies, your Phillies, Trev, voice crack, 47-45. 2 games above 500. And they got Dombrowski. Like, they will make a move. NL East is getting fun.
They have to.
NL East is getting fun.
The Phillies have to do something because their window is like now. Like, and sure seems like a small window. I don't know how much you could fit through that window, but it is a window. You sign all these guys to these deals, like you're expecting to win. So they do have to do something. I kind of want to go back to the Mets-Pirates series because it was so electric. We had like the Stroman, Nagowski thing going on, which like Nagowski looked pretty bad in that. Like he just looked like he was mad that he got out. But even after all that, he had like a banger of a series, dude. Like he was crushing the ball. So I thought that was kind of cool, like because he didn't look great in that video, and then to come back and still do it. Maybe that's how he plays. There are certain guys that need to get fired up to play well. Maybe he's one of those guys. But then, the Mets squeak out that last one. But then you get DeGrom going to the IL. You get Lindor going to the IL. It's rough waters for the Mets right now. And I'm kind of rooting for them because they've been going through it all season. Like they've had a crazy season with guys underperforming, guys going on the IL. So they're still in first place. But man, teams are coming, like you said.
Yeah, and that's, I know Mets fans will never truly love me or Jimmer because we are Yankee fans in our souls, but you lose DeGrom, who's the best pitcher in baseball. You lose Lindor, who I know he had a slow start this year, but when he's right, he's a top player in the league. And if they lose that, if they get swept by the Pirates, so I energy is a real thing, momentum's a real thing, and hopefully they can bottle some of that and keep it going. And yeah, the Nagowski arguments online were pretty funny because he's having a really nice year for Pittsburgh. Like, good for him. Hope he found it and figured it out. But yeah, watching
69,
watching Mets fans and Pirates fans go back and forth on the internet, that's a good time. Trev, I don't know what else is speaking to you. Like the NL West is still kind of stacked up top. St. Louis clips San Francisco a little bit. St. Louis has my brain in a pickle because what do you do? Like you can't sell, but you can't buy. It's almost like let it ride and see if they find something, but I don't know.
Yeah, things can change. I mean, look, that division looks like it's pretty much locked up. I did talk to Jay Flair. He is feeling good. He is throwing bullpens. Like, he will be back. Is that enough for them to go on this magical run? I don't know, man. It's definitely going to help. But I'm interested in the West. The Dodgers take 2 or 3 from the Rockies, and the Giants, where they lost 2 out of 3. So now the Dodgers are sitting 1 game back. I know this is a recap show, but the Dodgers and the Giants are facing off, I believe, in a 4-game set.
Oof.
So this is a big week of baseball on the West Coast. I've been saying it all along, man. The Dodgers are like that shark that's coming. Like, you see the fin. It's headed your way. You're bleeding. They are coming. The Giants have been able to stay ahead of that and continue to do things because they're a really good baseball team. I think this series is going to be like must watch TV.
Yeah, and I think we are a schedule pod now. Like, we've announced that. And tonight's one, if you're a Giants fan, Gossman is on the bump versus Gonsolin. Gossman's been one of the best pitchers in baseball this year. If the Dodgers clip you tonight, you could be lining yourself up for a couple dangerous days. If the Dodgers jump you in the standings, like, that could be one of those. We'll be sitting here on Friday, like, it might stay that way the rest of the way. Man, Los Dodgers.
C-Rose brought up a good point. I guess Muncy is on baby watch.
Oh, okay.
And he's second now. So that's a big part of the series, man. Like, if Muncy has to leave, go do his thing, that's one of the best bats in the NL not going to be there for this series. But look, these teams have a lot of games against each other. Like, I fully expect the NL West to come down to like the last part of the season. And the incentive to win the division which is why we love baseball, is so high. Like, it's going to be crazy baseball. It's going to be crazy baseball.
Yeah, and the other thing that did jump out to me, and I know I'm normally with Jimmy on this. I mean, when you blow a team out and you start getting into the 20s run-wise, like, it's kind of all the same. If you start hitting position players, it is whatever. Man, the Padres, I do think them putting big numbers on the scoreboard to start this second half. Because, in the NL West, they've been a couple games behind. NL West. If there was any team that could have got caught in the wild card, it would be if the Padres ran into a little slump. I think them putting crooked numbers on the scoreboard and reminding people, like, we're the Padres. Like, when we're right, we are built different. I think that was impactful.
Yeah, they're so fun to watch, dude. They're so fun to watch. I mean, they won the game freaking, was it 24-8? And then they come back the next day and put 10 up. Like, they can swing the bat. They can pitch better than what they showed in this series, too. Again, the West, man. The West is fun.
The West.
I just did a ad for Sequence. I just did the Shohei versus Tatis at bat from the All-Star game. And watching those two guys go at it is so fun. Like you're literally watching the two faces of baseball go at each other. And Tatis, man, like, I watch Padres games every once in a while. I see highlights of Tatis all the time. He's so freaking cool. Like, I don't understand. Like, he like gets it. We're gonna talk about like some heroic stuff later. But everything the guy does, you're like, oh, like I wish I did it like that. I don't know if you get that feeling. That's what I think.
No, man, it's all as all of our Talking Baseball fans love, and when I bring it to golf, Colin Morikawa won the Open this weekend. He's 24, and the guy handles himself like an adult, and you think back to when you're 24, and you're like, what? And then you really think about it. These guys really are wired differently. Like, we get lost in their athletic stuff, but to be that good at that age, you also have to be mature to a certain degree to work, to have that work ethic. And like Giannis, I'll go all over the sports, babe. Giannis is 26. He gave a press conference the other day that was about like life and how you think of stuff, and people were like, damn, dude, like that's wow. So yeah, those Tatis, Machado, you might hear about them later. Those special dudes.
Did we miss anything?
I don't think so. BBD, how you feeling over there?
Think we're good on NL?
There is a part of me that is rooting for the Cubs just to like get hot for no reason, just like a spiteful Cubs dugout. Like, you think you're gonna trade us? Well, look at this. We banded together.
They're going to be like, oh, it doesn't matter.
We're already. Our bags.
You guys can hold hands all you want.
Our bags are packed. Trev, can you tell me what happened in the American League?
Sure can. Well, we'll start off in Boston. Is that where it was?
It was in the Bronx, baby.
It was in New York. Way to go, Max. Hey, guess what? It was in the Bronx. Supposed to be a 4-game set. Game 1 postponed because the Yankees have COVID. So they went down to a 3-game set. Yankees take 2-3, 4-0 Red Sox in that first game. 3-1 Yankees, 9-1 Yankees. Both offenses struggled except for Glaber. 2 home runs in games 2 and 3. That's only his 4th and 5th of the season, and his first time homering in back-to-back games since August of 2019. Will he show up for the second half? We will see. Chapman gets used in relief in very low leverage situations, but he does have 2 scoreless innings. That's 3 straight now for him. Christian Arroyo 3 hits with a homer and a double. And here's all the COVID guys. You ready? Judge, Urshela, Loaizaga, Cortez, Higashioka, and Peralta. They all test positive for COVID. Voigt's on the IL. The Castros out for the freaking season. I'm sorry to hear that with the ACL. Yankees take 2 out of 3 in that series. Moving on, the White Sox hosting the Astros. The White Sox drop it on the table. After losing game 1 7-1, they win the final 2 games 10-1 and 4-0. Neither team hit particularly well. I guess the White Sox hit some homers. Tim Anderson had 6 hits with 4 extra base hits and 2 home runs. Giolito was kind of the star here. Complete game in game 2, gives up just 1 earned run with 8 Ks. Rodon follows that up with 7 one-hit shutout innings. Alvarez and Correa, how about this? They combined to go 0 for 21 with 12 Ks. That's how you end up losing 2 out of 3 games. And another great thing that happened in this series, Lance Lynn, 2-year, $38 million extension. Friend of the pod, we are happy that happened. Moving on, in Oakland, the Indians went in and took 2 of 3. The first game was 5-4 the A's, and then 3-2 and 4-2 the Indians. Bradley Zimmer had 5 hits, 2 homers, and 4 RBI. Ahmed Rosario, 5 hits with 2 extra base hits. Olsen, of course, he raked 4 hits with 3 extra base hits. And Jed Lowry with the walk-off 2-run home run in game 1. Dude, it was off Emmanuel Class A. Jed Lowry is like 50 freaking years old. What a moment. But the Indians take 2 out of 3. Moving on, this one hurts a little bit. This one hurts, Jakey. Twins go into Detroit, and what happens? They get swept. 1-0 Tigers, 5-4 Tigers. Both of these were in 7-inning games. Then 7-0 Tigers at the end. The Twins cannot cannot do it right now. They had nothing. Tigers starting pitchers 1.35 ERA, and the relievers bested it with a .84. I don't even want to talk about what happened with the Twins. Scope 5 hits and a homer and 4 RBIs. Willie Peralta goes 7 shutout innings in Game 3. Cabrera had a crazy walk-off single in the 8th inning of that second game. It was basically a blooper that fell in front of Nick Gordon and behind Andrelton Simmons. That's pretty cool to see. Garver's returning. Maybe that'll help the Twins out. Probably not. Goodrum and Urania placed on the 10-day IL for the Tigers, but they sweep those Twinkies. Moving on, the Rangers went into Buffalo, I believe. They're still playing in Buffalo, aren't they?
Yep.
Yes, they are. 10-2 Blue Jays. 5-0 Blue Jays in 7, 10-0 Blue Jays in 7. They get the sweep. They hit the crap out of the ball because that's what they do. Ryu goes 7 shutout innings. Ray goes 6 2/3 shutout innings. And Matz goes 5 shutout innings. And they give up just a combined 10 hits. Vladdy hits 3 home runs, including his 30th. Jake picked him to go under 28.5 this season. That was really dumb. Gurriel Jr. hits a grand slam in the first inning of Game 3. In Game 3, Springer comes back. He hits a homer, records his first multi-hit game since late June. Kiner Fleff is the only Ranger with 3 hits, and only 3 Rangers recorded multiple hits. That's how you get swept. Blue Jays sweep 3 from the Rangers. Moving on, the Orioles go into Kansas City and take 2 out of 3. 9-2 Royals, 8-4 Orioles, 5-0 Orioles. Matt Harvey, believe it or not, I don't really believe this stat. Could be made up. He goes 6 shutout innings in Game 3. Hunter Dozier with 7 hits and 2 extra base hits. Merrifield and Nicky Lopez, 4 ribbies each in the series. John Means expected to return back on Tuesday. I'm still going, people. Acapella here. Moving on to the last series. Mariners at Angels. My Mariners. J.P. Crawford's Mariners take 2 out of 3. 6-5 Mariners. 9-4 Angels in Game 2. 7-4 Mariners on the rubber match there. The Mariners starting pitchers, not great. I guess none of the pitchers were really good in this game. Ty France, 7 hits with a homer. Haniger, 5 hits with 3 extra base hits. Flexing, my guy, 7 innings pitched and only 1 earned run in Game 1. Fletcher's hit streak does come to an end at 26 games, finishes 2 shy of the franchise record. Oh, yeah, and Ohtani, that guy hits his league-leading 34th home run. Trout's calf is close to being fully recovered, but he doesn't have a rehab assignment scheduled. They should just give him the season off because the Angels kind of stink. Sorry, Nate. And that is what happened in the AL. Trout, man. I mean, I said that. I'm sorry, Nate. I don't really mean that. Trout should come back. I want to see Trout and Ohtani as much as possible together in a game.
That would be nice.
So need Trout back.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
And
I'm sure the Angels fans also want that.
Trout to the Yankees this offseason. Trev, Red Sox atop the AL East, half game back. The Tampa Bay Rays as they face the Orioles this week. So that's going to be interesting. Chicago White Sox still on top of the AL Central, 8-game lead. Good for the Detroit Tigers, man. Houston, they're on top of the West, a 3.5 game lead on Oakland. The Seattle Mariners are 50-44. How about you, Seattle? Shout out to you. Shout out to J.P. Crawford. Trev, what spoke to you most during the recap?
The White Sox-Astros series is basically a playoff matchup that we're looking at here. And McCullers, who I call my Moxie King, went out and shoves Game 1 to open the second half up. And I thought it was really cool to see the White Sox bounce back with a couple excellent pitching performances. Giolito and Rodon looked phenomenal. And like I said, this is like a playoff series. And if I was to pick a winner in this series, I would say the Astros, but this is baseball, baby. A-Rod says it best. Baseball. White Sox take 2 out of 3. I mean, both these teams are so good. I think I forget how good the White Sox are. I don't give them enough credit. And this is without Lou Bob. This is without Eloy. You know, like they've had some big injuries. Madrigal's gone. Grandal's gone. They've had some big time freaking injuries, and they're still doing it.
And man, that's
fun to watch, man.
Giolito and Rodon really dropped it on the table. When you see Yordan Alvarez and Carlos Correa go 0 for 21, I mean, those are dudes. Those are dudes. Everyone slumps in baseball, but those are dudes. So good for them. And yeah, man, the White Sox have all of the talent. They have all of the talent. and people still expect them to make a splash. It's just, will it come through in October? And, people, I think, after the La Russa signing, everyone just, it made it a little tougher to jump on the bandwagon, but these guys are gross. And shout out, like you said, our guy Lance Lynn, little 2-year extension, $38 million in the bag. Good for him. We know Lance a little bit. I think he could have probably gotten a 3rd year, maybe a 4th on the open market, but he likes where he's at. He likes what's going on. So he's going to keep throwing heaters, getting dudes out, and get a little coin off of it. So good for you, Lance.
Yes, sir.
Love it.
And we just waxed poetic about the Brewers, right?
Yeah.
We said they are a team made for the playoffs. They have the starters and they have the back end of the bullpen. The White Sox are the Brewers, but with bats.
Yeah.
Like the Brewers have an 89 OPS plus, which is almost bottom of the barrel. The White Sox are sitting up here 3rd in the league with a 111 OPS plus. Plus they have the starters, and their back end of their bullpen is, Liam Hendricks is Crochet. I don't know if Crochet is hurt or not, but they have guys that can do it all there. So as much as we love the Brewers, you got to give love to the White Sox because they're doing the same thing. They are built for postseason baseball.
And Eloy is in Triple-A. So he might be back soon. So that's exciting if you're a White Sox fan. Speaking of exciting, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, he did.
Ladies and gentlemen, homeowner.
I'm out.
Homeowner James O'Brien. Mike isn't on.
Hello.
Mike's
Hello.
Oh,
Wow.
I was listening in on the drive.
And?
Good job. Good stuff.
Appreciate you.
Damn Reds. I was upset when I heard about that.
Tough, dude.
I mean, I like the Brewers, so I'm not like that upset, but it would have been cool if the Reds got some action there. Trev, how are you?
I'm doing great, James. Thank you. How are you doing?
I'm good. I already know. Birthday party, Stafford, babysitter.
Yeah. As I say, why'd you ask me? You were listening.
It's like a formality.
Yeah, it's kind of nice. Gentlemen's rules. I think the other AL game, you need juice, bro?
Right away.
Jim needs instant juice for the laptop.
Can I say something before we move on?
Please.
I am getting completely yelled at by Mariners fans in the chat about Gilbert. Yes, he freaking shoved. Max didn't put it on the stat sheet. Okay, that's not my fault. I will blame everything on Max.
Yeah, you're Max. You've been throwing Max under the table today, and that's fine. 2 things that I think are correlated here a little bit. A, Indians athletics. You mentioned the Disco Jed Lowry walk-off, which love that. But part of me doesn't like that because otherwise they would have got the broomsticks. Cleveland wins the next 2 games, and the Athletics are the second wild card right now, and we're kind of rooting for them to come back to earth because guess what? The Blue Jays swept, and you mentioned Springer had a series, and they're going to be active at the deadline. Los Yanks are just doing anything to stay alive at this point, to stay in the second wild card.
Just give up hope, bro.
We already have, but keep stringing us along for the long death. So Oakland, I love me some Anaya. I love Disco Jed. Matt Olson date my daughter, but if they come back to earth, that makes the AL wild card a lot of fun.
Hey, why you call him Disco Jed?
Because he's a sexual guy.
That's Disco Neil, though, right?
Yeah, but they're of the same ilk.
Jed's more angry.
They're of the same ilk. Like, they're at the barbecue.
Jed will analyze you.
You're at the
and tear you apart.
You're at the barbecue, and you keep Olivia a little closer when Neil and Jed are around.
I've been to Napa with Jed Lowry.
Okay.
Talk about like romantic. Yeah, I absolutely kept Olivia right near my hip.
Yeah.
Knows his wine. Smart guy. Went to Stanford. Hits freaking bombs off 100-mile-an-hour cutters to walk it off. That's what I'm saying about the A's, man. That's why they're so fun. Because there's guys there that you don't expect to do things like that. You don't expect Jed Lowry to hit a walk-off homer against Emmanuel Clase, but he did it. They just find ways to do it, man. They're such a fun team to watch. So freaking fun.
I forgot that you and Jed were teammates. Stanford.
In Oakland.
Oh, I thought it was Stanford.
Would you have been at Stanford?
I think so. I think we would have overlapped. I probably would have taken Jed's job. So it's me.
Well, I mean, he probably
I'm being serious.
probably would have got promoted.
Yeah.
You would have filled in for him.
Slide him over to
Or
second.
you think that like
you play short?
soft?
I love
You
Jed.
think
I don't
soft?
want to talk any crap.
You
about
think
Jed.
sophomore Plouffe steals senior Jed's job?
Oh, I don't think he was a senior ever. So
Ever.
I have to look at when he got drafted and all that good stuff. Let's talk about something else. What else do we got here?
Blue Jays, man. They're the second part.
Yeah.
They're the second part of that story. Ryu and Matz in couple 7-inning games both shut out the Rangers, who obviously they're limping into the All-Star break. We're excited to see where All-Star Kyle Gibson ends up being traded to. Hopefully those Blue Jays in the Chris Rose rotation episode we did. But man, Blue Jays got juice. They've won 4 in a row. I think they're 2.5 back of the A's in that second wild card spot, and I mean they're a deadline team you're circling, and they're a team that can just make this AL wild card race fun.
Their pitching's been so good. It's kind of crazy how good their pitching's been.
That
Like Robbie Ray, you said the doubleheader guys, but Robbie Ray the game before that shoved.
Tight pants, Robbie Ray. What's up with that?
It's hot.
I guess he found something that works.
Whatever gets
Those
you
things are
comfortable.
tight.
And
Yeah, their 3 starters all went 0 earned runs.
it's good.
You know, back in the day, like when I was first coming up, the cool thing was to have the absolutely most baggy pants you could have. Like that was show. And everyone, like think about like Manny with those big ass pants, and I feel like Jason Worth had some big ass pants going on. But now it's like that tapered, tailored look. You show the shoes off a little bit. I'm kind of digging it.
CC a big dude, but his pants were like parachute pants.
Monster.
Those were. Oh, I forgot. CC was another one.
I used to post gifs all the
Yes.
time whenever CC was on the mound on a really windy day because the pants were just like flapping like a flag in the breeze.
The popcorn.
It almost mimics society, like
Okay.
Jinko jeans back in the day. Big baggy was it, and then it was tight. But now, guess what? Baggy's coming back. It's baggy like capri.
It's all cyclical. The 90s
That's
are
like the
coming
new
back.
thing.
All the high school kids just look like I did when I was in middle school.
You know who sets the style standard
Magazine
in
editors,
the U.S.?
You and me.
pop stars.
Skateboarders.
Didn't see
You
that
watch
coming.
skaters and what they wear, they dictate what the fashion trend is. I swear, man. Shout out skaters.
Shout out to all our skaters listening.
What else we got? Want to talk about the Mariners before we get yelled at?
I guess my question with the Mariners, and we've done this a few times now. They're 50-44. That's a nice record. You're on pace for a nice season. They're a team. I have no idea what you do at the deadline. Like, part of me just says you let them ride and feel it out, and if they land at 85 wins, you snap and you get excited for next year. I don't want to mess with their juju, man. They're having a nice year.
They're having fun together.
You answer some calls for sure because they're
Answer the phone.
you're not going to sell anyone that's part of next year.
Future.
But if you have some rentals that are people are asking about, I would you have to take a call. And then maybe if there's any leaders on that team, you poll the clubhouse. Trev, you've said people have asked you before, like, how do you think it goes over if we make this move?
Right.
Survive. Like I was hoping Kikuchi would pitch himself into a trade because technically he is a free agent. It's a club option. But it's pretty cheap, so I think now you kind of reward the fan base and Kikuchi and don't trade him and take the option for next year. Because they do got something going.
Yes. I would, and I hate to do this to the Mariners and Mariners fans, but I feel like the window's not open yet. Like they're doing well. I think they're overachieving this year. And you don't want to stunt the size of your window because, you tried to crawl through a keyhole this year. They're looking up. There's a lot of teams in front of you that are really freaking good. I'm not saying you have to sell everybody, but like Kendall Graveman. I don't know, maybe or don't trade him. Maybe extend him to a cheap deal or something like that.
You know what's really nice for them? This is nice. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The front office might be eyeing their next couple series. They go to Colorado, but Colorado's the best
Decent
team at home.
Yeah.
The best team at home. So those are tough games. Then they welcome Oakland and Houston to Seattle. All of that wraps up on July 28th. July 29th, Thursday, is a off day. So all of the calls that you're getting and you're taking as a Mariners front office, you just say, we will get back to you on Thursday, July 29th, and let you know where we are. Because if
We'll think about it.
If that stretch, I mean, we're talking about 9 games, they could definitely, and I still, even if they go 0-9, I still don't think you sell off any pieces that will hurt morale of the clubhouse or whatever you're building. But then there's definitely some guys that you can cash in on.
And I think, and maybe East Coast bias here, but what this reminds me of is the Giants team from 2 years ago that they got a little juice. They had a hot month. Things got exciting. Mm-hmm. But a lot of numbers weren't there with them. Trev, the Mariners' run differential this year, -51. Negative Bernie.
Don't say that out loud. Don't say that out loud. You're going to get killed
Negative
right now.
Bernie Williams. So interested to see. Like, I'm rooting for it. Like, enjoy a nice year. I'm a team of that. I think you're in a funky middler year. But yeah.
Trade Justice for just some different prospects. Another team that might
flip the flip.
Yeah, flip the flip. Some other teams might believe in him.
Flip the flip.
Is Jacob Nottingham on this team or the Brewers right now?
Yes.
Always got to watch for that.
Nottingham watch. Huge part of the show.
Shout out JP Crawford.
Boston and Yanks played a sloppy series, literally with rain, COVID stuff. If you're a baseball deep diver, if you like getting lost in Baseball Reference, check out who the Yanks had playing in the outfield this series. Holy smokes! Trey Ambergy, Hoyjin Park, Ryan Lamar, your boy Trev, a little Oppo Taco shot last night, by the way,
and some grit.
Most grit. The most grit. Yanks win a Cole rain-out game that they needed desperately. And like we said there, the Yanks have just done the minimum to keep this season going for now. So, I don't know. Knock on wood or don't knock on wood. But and the Sox, man, they've got an interesting little stretch coming up. The Red Sox are going to Buffalo and playing the Blue Jays for 3 games, who they're hot right now. So that's going to be an intense series. They host the Yankees, then they host Toronto again, and then they're at Tampa. So the Red Sox are in it right now. So it's going to be an interesting stretch for those 4 top AL East teams because, man, these next 7 to 9 games.
4 top?
Excuse me?
Are you on 4? You're including the Yankees in that?
Well,
I thought you said they're dead. I'm just sorry. I thought you said they were
I'm saying
dead.
As we approach the trade deadline, I think the next 7 to 9 games will dictate how hard these teams go at players. Maybe not the Blue Jays because they kind of have their core. So they're just going to be looking to add for next year if they can, but you get a rental or 2. Red Sox, super interested to see how aggressive they are at the deadline. They could be the number 1 most aggressive team, or they could kind of let it happen because they've got good stuff going on and sales coming back. Really interested to see how those 4 teams treat the deadline this year.
I am too. What do the Red Sox need?
I think they could use a first baseman. They've had.
I brought up the fact that they needed a bat, and people yelled at me. Said they don't need a bat; they crush the ball.
Yeah,
but they're sitting at a 102 OPS plus. You always need a bat. I don't care if you have a strengthen your strength too.
Arroyo, they tested him out at first. I don't think it went that well.
It was his first game over there.
Hurt, didn't he?
Dahlbeck's been rotating in. They've got
you got a hammy.
Chavez. I think a veteran first baseman, even if it's a platoon guy, could be a nice piece for them. And everybody needs pitching, so it's just where.
Get Rizzo.
It's a Boston guy.
Dude, Rizzo and a Red Sox. He's originally a Red Sox, right? Or was he a Padre then a Red Sox?
I believe.
I think he made his debut with the Padres, but he was traded.
I think he was a Red Sox
draft.
Then traded. Yeah, I don't think he ever played for the Red Sox, but he was in their
system.
Adrian
Gonzalez trade? Is that
right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Drafted by the Red Sox in the 6th round. I do remember playing against him in somewhere. I don't know if it was minor league camp, if it was what's the other thing? Instructional league. But I remember Rizzo with the Red Sox. That's how old I am. But to have him come back and like that would be what a freaking storyline that would be.
That's how old I am.
I love Anthony Rizzo.
Seems nice.
He's just having like the best time in the world being a big league baseball player. I wish I had more fun. I was so like just trying to like keep my head above water. I wish I was good enough where I could like really have fun.
How many people are? Honest question.
Yeah.
1% of the league?
I think like if you get a big deal and like you're just like set and like you're going to be making that money, that helps a lot with it. I never had that. I was like on 1-year deals the entire time, so my performance like mattered.
I wonder how many players are on, multi-year deals. Because I think you would need like 3+. Like even a 2-year deal isn't going to give you that much cushion the way you're talking about it. You can definitely find that stat. There's.
Oh, now we got to do it. Okay, don't look. Anthony Rizzo career earnings.
Ooh, at this point.
Yeah, we'll go at this point.
Anthony
I haven't
Rizzo
looked yet.
career earnings. I don't.
How many years has he played? Let's see.
I have it in
60
front of me. I forget
mil?
who hasn't had
I have
the
no
award.
idea. I'm not great at this game.
All right, he's got 10 years in the show right now.
10 years?
Probably 4 or 5 years making
shit.
big money.
And I'm
120.
100 on the nose.
At this point, I don't think he's hit 100 yet, but I think he's got it coming to him. I would say like 80 something.
I'm going to tell you, 71.5.
Okay.
71.
Is that how much he's earned?
It says that's the career to date line. So
That's it. He's a free agent now.
Well,
So he's earned 71. It's up to date.
so he'll get 50 for a couple years, and he'll get to 120. Easy.
Problem solved.
So wait, let me look at this because it said, and we're going into this contract pod. He signed a 9-year 75
Was he one of the guys that got locked up as a youth?
in 2013. 9 years, 75 mil.
Good for him.
Yeah, that's fun, man.
Good for him.
So yeah, that guy obviously it's like I'm going to be in the big leagues for at least 9 years, and I can have a lot of fun.
Anything else in
What
the
else we
AL?
got?
I think that's kind of it.
McCullers looking good. My Moxie King. The Correa and Alvarez thing's a little crazy.
What is it?
And I don't want to talk about Slump Watch, but
Yeah.
they went 0 for 21 with 12 Ks in this series, Jim.
Ooh.
White
I mean,
Sox
isn't
pitching.
Correa coming off injury?
White Sox pitching.
And we better mention, yes, the Tigers swept the Twins.
Yeah.
People are going to be mad. Tigers been playing good ball. They
Twins
really
are
have.
finally dead.
Yeah, I mean, the Tigers fans, did you see that in the walk-off? There was a buzz in Detroit over Tigers baseball.
Yeah.
It was really cool to see.
It's a good baseball city. They're
Zach Short
Yes.
has been really doing it
like him.
at shortstop for them. Zach Short at short. I love that. What a name.
Doesn't get better than that.
So shout out Zach Short. Compound Pod ad.
Huge ad.
Twins are dead.
Twins are dead. Trade everyone.
It's got to be the most embarrassing Twin season in a long time.
Ooh, now we're talking.
Like, and I've been part of some embarrassing seasons. I think 2011 was really embarrassing for us. But they're projected to win 96 games or something like that this year.
Expectations.
Yikes.
Trade everyone, Minnesota. To the Interleague, I think BBD and Jim are going to read it every other word. But before we do that, the Interleague is brought to you by Manscaped.
Wow. Thank you, Manscaped.
The Olympics, Euros, baseball, major championships, and concerts are all in this summer. You know it's not? Wild Harry Bush.
Well,
Trev, tame.
everybody's got their kinks.
And even then, you can just shave and buy a bunch of Merkins. Have fun with it.
Tame your biscuits downstairs. Lawnmower 4.0. Do we have it on the table? We've got everything. We've got their ball lube. Love some Manscaped. It was all over me yesterday night. You might see that later today on the JOMBOY Media Network. Go check them out. Manscaped has rolled with us. They've shaved with us for a while now. Promo code Talkin, 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com. Promo code Talkin. Clean it up down there. It makes your stuff look bigger, right, Trev?
There's an element to that. Yeah.
Okay. That's promo code Talkin. Manscaped.com, 20% off and free shipping. Manscaped. Get all of the hair off your testicles.
It's a product that needed to be around for a long time, and they figured it out. The light on it is amazing. Was it the lawnmower 5.0 now?
4.0.
4.0. It's a legit product. I'm not even peddling because they're our sponsor. It's just a good product.
Let's see yours.
I don't think it's appropriate because YouTube has these like regulations and stuff. But like, I'll send you a video.
This kind of looks like mine.
Yeah, it does.
Interleague.
All right. I'm ready. I've studied this. I know everything that happened. The Rays went to the Braves. Check out some of their new players, Peterson and Voit. Rays do take 2 of 3 because the Braves blew 2 leads. Not good in the first game. I think it was Martin who blew the lead for the Braves in the 8th inning, and the Rays go on to win it in the 10th. In Game 2, the Braves win handily as Fleming sucks for the Rays, and Fried, our dude, absolutely deals for the Braves. Braves win 9-0. In Game 3, the Braves had the lead again, but it was Minter this time who could not get it done. And then Luke Jackson, is that his name? He came in. He also can't get it done. Jock Peterson did hit a home run. Voit did have a RBI, so they did help out a little bit, but the Braves lose the series. The Rays win. Rays are the hottest team in baseball, I think. In the last 10 games, they're 8-2. Rays starting pitchers sucked. Wander Franco had 4 hits with a home run and a triple. Meadows had 5 RBIs, including the go-ahead RBI in the 10th inning of Game 1. Freddie Freeman had 6 hits, 2 home runs. Jock with 4 hits and a home run, a double, and 4 RBIs. Good job. Ian Anderson, placed on the 10-day IL. Damn.
Ooh.
Well, it's a serious update, IL, so I didn't want to get cute with it. And that's what happened in the IL.
It's huge.
I take my injury reports serious, Trev. I'm not going to.
Yeah, you do. For sure you do.
DBD, any notes?
It's only shoulder inflammation. He'll give the guy a Toradol shot. It'll be all right.
Any notes you had as you were prepped to give the interleague today?
Rays starters 10.2 ERA.
Huge.
Not good.
Big update. Braves still in schedule hell. John Boy, you were on this first.
What are you doing?
Tampa, San Diego, Philly, Mets, Brewers.
Yeah, and then they lost the first series. Yeah, I mean, if anyone didn't listen to the last episode, the Braves schedule out the gates, and then the rest of the second half is brutal. They might be flipping Jock soon.
4 games back.
And they had the lead.
NL East.
They had the lead in the first and third game. And
Yeah, I know.
They blew it, yeah.
Fairbanks.
I will say Stephen Vogt
This is your water.
brings a lot to the clubhouse. Stephen Vogt is the guy, and this is a very rare thing to have in a clubhouse. He's a guy that shows up every day and is positive and like makes you positive. That doesn't happen around the league. Eddie Escobar is another guy that does it. I don't know who on the Yankees is like the positive guy.
Odor.
You guys might not know. Oh yeah, I don't think you have one. That's the point. Stephen Vogt going over there. He had a pretty good series, I believe. I think yesterday he had a couple of hits. I like that for the Braves. It may be too little, too late, but I mean they're not far back, but they need some help. And Vogt is a great clubhouse guy, and all he knows is winning.
Yeah. And
all he knows is going to teams and winning. So
I went to a wedding with him once,
So
you guys would be freaking best friends.
that's good.
You guys think the same way. Maybe you guys would hate each other because you're pretty similar.
I don't think so.
really good episode
You know how that
of the
is.
Chris Rose rotation was with Stephen Vogt. That's evergreen. You could listen to that at any time. It talks baseball, life. It's silly. It's serious. It's really good. Yeah, man, we are going to find out the Braves front office in the next 10 days or so, because there's a couple ways to look at it. You're 2 games under 500. Everything's gone wrong this year. Or you're 4 games back in the NL East with a couple months left to play. So they've made a couple small moves. Interested to see if they do that, or, if San Diego beats them up, like Jim's saying, you reflip Jock, do you reflip Vogt? Going to be really. Atlanta Twitter is going to be hot in the streets.
Ooh, Atlanta,
It's going to be hot in the streets the next 10 days.
Wander Franco with 4 hits, a home run, and a triple. Gotta love that. Go check Phil Hughes' Twitter. He listed a Wander Franco card, an on-card auto rookie card on an auction site. So you can go track how much that card's going to go for. I think it's already at like $6,000 or something like that. And it just started. So I think that's interesting.
Do
I don't
they
know about
give,
you
like,
guys.
Wander should get, like, 4 of his own cards? Like a rookie, like rookies, if Topps and everyone's going to be making money off these guys. I know it's through the MLBPA, but I feel like one card, give each rookie one of their own rookie cards. So if they want to cash in on,
you might have a rookie card, but you're not going to have like the one-of-one autos or anything like that.
well, they should, man.
Because that's the whole point of Topps, like selling cards, is for people to hunt for stuff like that. Essentially, I mean, I guess it's also kids having fun opening them. But right now,
I mean, he can hand that to his grandma and say, "Here's $10,000. I'll play good for 3 months."
oh, his cards are crazy high. I mean, I'm sure some of his Superfractor 101s, like first Bowman or whatever, is probably 6 figures at least. So
It's good.
Rays.
what else we got?
Rays are good, man. It's good for the Rays to win a series where the pitching hasn't been there, and the starters play so bad, and it's the bats, and it's timely hitting, and it's come from behind stuff. Good to see them win in that fashion as well, because once the pitching is back, and then they're also doing that, that's playoff baseball.
Fairbanks, my dude, with a couple saves. Love him. And man, it's never really happened. They're displaying a lot of young guys right now. Bruhan got the call. Taylor Walls earlier this year. They have the ammo. They do. Ammo. What moves will the Rays make around the deadline? And by the way, the Red Sox are going to be in a tough series with the Jays as they battle it out in Buffalo. Rays are playing the Orioles. Next episode, we could be talking about the first place Rays because that's just what they do.
Who may or may not bring up Mike Ford to torture the Yankees because he's hit a ton of home
he just hit
runs,
2 bombs.
at the AAA
I mean,
level.
that's 1,000%.
How funny would that be?
That's Rays baseball.
Maybe not for you
No,
guys.
that's Rays baseball.
It is Rays baseball, except in 2017
No,
when they traded for.
Come on.
I tried to be a spark plug, man. I was good in the clubhouse.
Shout out Longo.
All right. That's what happened in baseball, guys.
Moving on.
Standout performance.
Standout
performance.
Jacob, who you got?
Yeah. I'm going with the guy. He's starting to get a little more popular around the MLB circuit. I am going with Vladito, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Little 2 for 3, 2 homers, and they're just like awesome homers every time he hits one. I haven't seen the Vladimir Guerrero, like, is it getting out? Like, all of his homers look like home run derby homers. By the way, All-Star Game MVP. And Trev, you've noted it. I took him before the season under 28.5 home runs for the season. He's past that. He is past that, and there's 70 games remaining. So I think that bet isn't going to come through. I don't know. I'd have to check with some of the DraftKings people on that.
I still like all my bets Trev sent him. Besides,
I'm gonna tweet
Mets
that out. I think
Yankees
today.
was your
they're the same right now. I
okay.
still like that. They have the same amount of wins.
okay.
The-
I like
Just
doubling down on that.
2 drastically different divisions.
Doubling down on that. Yeah, we'll follow up on our bets later in the year. Yeah, man, Vladito continues to do it. His OPS is just getting into a silly range, 1.1 zip code. And, yeah, I mean, I've got the clip ready because I said I didn't think the homers were going to be there, but I thought we were going to get MVP vote, Vlad, so I'll somewhat spin my failure into a success. Vladimir Guerrero Jr., I think he might put this team on his back the rest of the way. I think the Blue Jays are going to stay in the playoff race the rest of the season, and he's a monster, and I love him.
Couple things.
Okay.
One, don't feel too bad, because what you did say about Vlad Jr. when you picked him to go under 28.5 home runs was this guy hits for average. Like, he's that kind of hitter. He did it in the minor leagues. He's hitting 332 right now. He's on Triple Crown pace right now. So you weren't too far off. The power just came quickly, and a lot of it. Second thing I want to say, give the man's chef a raise. Slim Daddy Vladdy is turning into an MVP. All because how many pounds did he lose? Like 30 pounds or something like that?
Around there.
I guarantee you that dude's going to have a chef the rest of his career. He's like, oh, that's all I got to do? I got to eat this food, and I look like this, and I play like this, and I feel like this? Love that, man. I wish I had a chef. Dang it. I guess it's my turn.
You're up,
now.
Trev.
I'm going to go with a trio of individuals for my standout performance. The first two are actually pitching right now. And we're going with Lucas Giolito against the Astros. 9 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 8 Ks, 3 hits, and my favorite part of his line, 0 walks. Coming through for the Sox. I think they lost game 1. Then he comes back and just does his thing. Lucas is a guy. Giolito. Then his friend, Max Fried, does it for the Braves. 7 innings pitched, 0 earned runs, 7 Ks, 4 hits. And then I love this too. Only 1 walk. They're doing it at the highest level. Their other friend, Jack Flaherty, my guy, is feeling good, throwing bullpens. Everything feels good for him. He's on track to come back. So it was a great weekend for my Harbor Westlake / dungeon / my proteges on the baseball field. So shout out those guys.
Your little brothers, man.
Love them. Love them. And I think it was Max's birthday not too long ago.
Happy birthday, not too
So
long
you really
ago,
have
Max.
one, yeah.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
At one
Max.
point.
Whenever it was.
That's moxie. Did they show some moxie in those starts? I feel like they did.
Jim?
No.
Oh,
You're the moxie. No, they
Maybe they did. I didn't see.
tough to say.
It's kind of a visual thing.
You know Giolito's got mox.
He does. He's got more psychopath on the mound. When he does that, like, it's like,
When he just the
yeah.
rhythm going.
And he looks like he's feeling heat exhaustion, but that's him being in the zone.
I think if any of us think we're having just like a ripper episode, I think you just got to start doing the Giolito float. Whoa.
Dude, there was one time where I felt like that, like outer body experience. I had like some nasal issues, so I did the thing up your
Spray,
nose. And they told me, they're like, look, we're gonna give this to you now, but you can't take this tomorrow. Like it's addictive. It's just like your body doesn't need this. And I was like, what's in this thing? You know, and what am I doing? It's essentially like speed or something. I don't know. But I was playing. I remember the game. It was against the Angels. And I hit a double. My bad. I got on second base, and there was so much like I had never felt like that before playing baseball. And I kind of wish I did more often. Like that's what some of these pitchers feel like that. I never got that level of like that outer body kind of experience stuff, except when I did Flonase or whatever it was.
Always blown away by how effective that stuff is.
Even like the saline spray, it's amazing. It's crazy.
Wild.
Can I talk about his teammate as my standout?
Please.
I mean, I know you kind of mentioned the whole staff was dominating, but Rodon sees Giolito get this extension. I guess the White Sox came to him and said, like, hey, you interested? And he was probably like, nah, you guys got rid of me before this year. I came back as a favor to you.
Cheaper.
So I'm just going to go hit the open market because he is crazy. Do you know that he only threw 2 pitches in this game? I mean, he threw 3 curveballs, get me over first pitch curveballs, 2 to Yuli, and then I think he threw another one to someone else. And then he threw 1 changeup when him and Altuve were battling, and Altuve fouled it off. Other than that, it's all just fastball slider. Like Rodon's an arsenal. When he threw his no-hitter, he threw a lot of different pitches. But that fastball must have been feeling damn good to just go fastball slider on him the whole way. So he gets the shutout. He goes 7 innings pitched, only allows 1 hit, 10 Ks. I was really impressed with the pitch mix and the offense he was facing, the Astros. Crazy. He drops his ERA from 2.31 to 2.14.
Love it.
Nuts.
Why don't you guys ever talk about the National League at all? It's like so biased on this
Big time.
pod.
Well, I think Jake's talking about a guy earlier. I prepped a lot for him, and then Jake updated the sheet and said, don't. So I switched to
Be
Rodon.
here or be square, you know?
And I didn't get to
People are
mention the
talking
Lance
out my
Lynn.
nose
I
in the
didn't
chat.
get to mention the Lance Lynn thing you guys talked about at the top of the show. But hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Good for him. What's he going to do with that money?
I don't know. Give it to his wife and say, oh, yeah, I made this.
Yeah,
I'm going to go pitch.
Put this somewhere. I'm going to go hunt and then.
What do you think about
fastballs.
getting another farm?
He's probably going. That's exactly what
Yes.
he's doing, Jake. He's going to his neighbors and saying, "Can I buy
Yes.
your land? Because I don't want anyone around me." Like
Lance
community.
Lynn is 1,000%
buying
overpaying his
it.
neighbors for their property.
He's buying all the land until he hits like rivers so he can get the moat.
kind of like a moat
moat.
around his
Yeah.
land, like you have at your new mansion.
$50 every week for Jake.
every other week.
We've changed it.
$50 a week is
Promoted.
nice.
It is nice.
Oh, that gated. That
Nice.
gated dead.
Oh, that get it dead.
Great job, everyone.
All right, guys.
Bye, Trevor.
Wow, that's tough,
Bye,
man.
Trev.
I can do it. I don't know if I'm hooked up. No, but maybe they heard it.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't hooked up, but I heard it.
Some bunch. There it is.
Slump Watch. We went into the break and we said no one's on Slump Watch. We're not doing it. So we have a fresh collection of 5 guys. They're just it. This should be quick.
Well, I had Max do like 7 or 8 guys, and
Oh.
you can
So we'll
veto
sort
2.
them a little bit.
Awesome. Let's do it.
Because, like you mentioned, the first guy, Correa, coming back from injury, so he's got an 0 for 10, but do we show a little mercy on
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
Okay.
We've done that before with a lot of players coming
Yeah.
back from injury. I think we did it with, was it Bryant for a while or someone?
There's someone. I think
I think
Correa's
Bryant
technically,
once. I think there was someone
technically
else, yeah.
protocol stuff is what
Yeah.
he was at with, but
Okay, so he's
Yeah.
clear. Stanton should be on. 0 for 12, no walks. He was one of 3.
I think he'll find the rhythm soon. He does that.
Yeah,
but
he runs hot and cold. He
but
was one of 3 show
it's
hitters
legal.
for the Yankees, and he didn't have it this series. So I think he's on. And then Big Jordan, man.
You're done.
We give him a ton of love, and he puts up an 0 for 11.
with
So
7 Ks.
That's tough.
That's not good.
That's tough. Adolis Garcia, 0 for 9, All-Star. Adolis Garcia.
They're not going to trade him, right? He's got a ton of years left.
Yeah, I think he's got time. I think
Like a
he has
ton?
like rookie eligibility.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
so. He's
Just double
chilling.
checking.
Let's see. The GOAT, Randy Arozarena, and Max Kepler, very similar stat lines. 0 for 8 with 1 walk, it looks like. And then Trevor Story, who a guy we want to keep an eye on. He puts up a 1 for 12, and Jesse Winker 1 for 13.
Jesse Winker's off. He didn't get a break. He went to the All-Star game, so he's just getting back into the rhythm of things. Like almost like, hey Jesse, take this week off a little bit. You're facing the Brewers pitching, and you were just, you represented us at the All-Star game. Nothing matters. So obviously Winker's not going to be on. Story I do want to follow. Same with I thought there was another guy. Story I want to follow for trade reasons.
Yeah. So I guess 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do you have a lean between Kepler and Arozarena?
What's Kepler's season? I don't have internet anymore.
I don't either. Warn the people before that. First one in the chat. Kepler or Arozarena?
Kepler has a 747 OPS on the season, and Randy 718 on the season. So they're both having
Blah.
having fine seasons.
Both kind of meh.
Let's go. I lean Randy
because
he's
the
on a team
Rays
that
are still
matters.
in it. Yeah.
Okay.
That makes
Randy's
sense.
in it. Sorry, Max. And, that would have really hurt Trev's soul if he
Yeah.
came back and heard that Max was being on there.
And you could argue for Max for trade stuff, but they might still want to keep him.
And Randy
Yeah.
was first in the
Yeah.
chat, too. So, Giancarlo Stanton, Jordan Alvarez, Adolis Garcia, Randy Arozarena, and Trevor Story. That's an impactful slump watch. First series back. Holy smokes.
Wowzer. All right, Trev, you can come back.
Miss you.
Dirt nasties on Fuego. That means I'm on fire, baby. Like Waco.
Bam. You want to run through it?
Can run through it. And
Where's Trev?
And Fuego. Trevor. We miss you.
Hey, I have a question. What's up with the Minnesota Tees? What's the joke? What's the meme?
They took win out of Twins.
Take the
they
win
don't
out
win.
of Twins.
I get it now. I get it. Minnesota Tees. I saw that going all around. I couldn't figure out what the hell was going on.
No win in Twin. Trevor, we miss you so much.
My first question was, are they tying a lot of games? And then I was like, that's not a thing.
Probably not.
Probably not.
Odds are no.
As we wait for Trevor, I just got videos of both of the puppies seeing the backyard for the first time.
New house puppies.
Can I tell you, I am in such a good mood. I have been so happy all day.
Because you got a house?
Yeah. Just
That's
like
up.
the start of
Life.
for Katie and I and the baby. I'm so excited.
Middle third of your life. Coming up.
Looks like-
After this.
yeah.
Done waiting for Trev. Juan Soto, 7 for 13, 3 homers. So much hitting in that series. Mookie Betts, 7 for 9 with a homer. That's stupid. Willie Adames, can't stop, won't stop. He gets down, baby, 8 for 13. Tim Anderson, TA7, 6 for 13 with a couple homers and a triple and a double. How's your extra base hits? I like that. Starling Marte, Jim, you're going to like this, 8 for 16. Big series from him. Tommy Pham, 8 for 12. Wow. Ty France, 7 for 12. Josh Harrison, still doing it, 7 for 13. The Crone Zone, how's your cycle, 6 for 13. Wilmer Defoe, 5 for 10. Love that. And then Will Smith with a 5 for 8 homer double, 7 ribeye steaks. And that's en Fuego.
That's in Fuego. So Trev's just gone.
I did figure out that because our internet's dead, when he did a refresh, he can't come back. It'll keep him here because the program we use is weird.
So is he out forever?
Think so.
Trevor's dead?
But we're streaming because we still have the Ethernet cord.
Yeah.
But the
That's still
Wi-Fi's
working.
he
done.
was, yeah.
What the fuck?
Fucking technology, man. We'll call him in to finish it out.
Yeah. Words. But you know what? Trev doesn't have service in his shed.
That's classic. Classic.
Man, even all the precautions we took today, like no one's in the office.
I know. I cleared him out beforehand.
No one else is on the
It's
Wi-Fi.
tough.
And it still went down.
We'll have to.
Stream's alive.
Stream's
So it's
alive.
Not
Yeah, because that's hardwired in. But
because it's not the worst case scenario, but
We'll continue to rip because the listeners don't give a damn about that. Jim, I'm giving out the glass half full award.
the glass half full award.
The glass half full award.
I know who it is, so I'm
You
not
know
going
who
to
it's
guess.
going to. I'm giving it to Corbin Burns. Corbin Burns threw a casual 8.1 innings pitched, no earned runs, 12 Ks. 12 Ks. And hey, I pretended to eat crow on the Vlad stuff, although I did say nice stuff about him, but I didn't think the power was going to be there this year. I made the bet. It's out there, and he crushed it, and he's going to continue to crush it. Vlad might end up coming closer to doubling 28.5 homers than landing near 28.5 homers. My one Hail Mary bet, there's still a slight bit of hope. Corbin Burns. Trevor FaceTiming me, obviously, because that's a solution.
I'm trying to call him.
2.16 ERA on the year. He is your National League leader in FIP, which the nerds love, fielding independent pitching, a 1.32 FIP, and he's leading starting pitchers in K per 9, a 13.1. Corbin Burns, him and Woodruff are kind of beefing right now to lead the law firm because they're both having incredible years.
Trevor, can you hear us?
Trev?
I can hear you a little bit.
Love you, Trev. Corbin Burns leading the National League in FIP this year. The geeks love it. I love me some Corbin. He's been disgusting this year, and every time we talk about the Brewers and why they're going to be so good, I think he's the first pitcher I'd circle. If you got to pick between Woodruff and Peralta, give me Burns. Give me Liberty or give me Burns.
He had a higher ERA in June. I think it started with a 3 or maybe even just a 2. In July, he's like 0.50 right now. So he's riding the ship back to the most dominant pitcher besides DeGrom. Trev, can you hear us?
James, I can hear you guys.
All right. We might be quiet, but we can hear you perfectly. What is your award?
This one, there's no joke about it. Straight up called the Hero Award. Game 1, I believe, of the Nationals Padres series. We all know what happened outside the stadium. But when you're in the situation, nobody knew what was really going on. There were gunshots heard. Nobody knew if it was inside the stadium or outside the stadium. I know eventually they told people, stay inside the stadium. This is happening outside. But Manny Machado, Will Myers, and Fernando Tatis Jr. coming out of the dugout, getting their families in, and others as well, fans in the crowd, bringing them down into the dugout where they would be safe, is nothing short of freaking heroic. And a lot of times we just see these guys, and yeah, they're baseball players, and that's all we ever talk about them. But these are guys in, like, you know, the face of danger, essentially, like went and made sure that others were okay too. And I think that's really important to talk about. It's a heroic deed done by some extraordinary guys. And I just wanted to make sure that we talked about that a little bit, because there's nothing more selfless than going and putting, you know, your own body potentially at harm to go save others. So shout out to those guys. Obviously great baseball players, but this showed pretty good dudes as well, good people. So the Hero Award, Machado, Tatis, and Myers.
Yeah, I mean, at the time when it was happening, there's videos of the people in those sections under the seats hiding because no one had any idea what was happening. And for all they knew, like, obviously now we know it was outside the stadium, but at the time that they did that, they had no idea. They had no idea if it was, you know, people targeting players, and they left the dugout to go help other people. So I think it's too easy to remember the details that we know now and not the state of mind that they were in, which makes it just absolutely incredible that they left cover to go grab people. And Tatis is so young, dude, to be doing that. So
yeah, it was awesome to see that.
Man, the images of people, like you're saying, we now process the information we know, and so there's that image of everyone like running away from the stadium, which at the time, and now you have a knee flex reaction, like, wait, why would you do that? But at the time, nobody knew what was going on, so it's people just running scared. Which, man, that's so scary. Incredible by those players to do that.
Good award. I didn't have one prepped, but BBD, you had one prepped?
I did.
Give it out, because I'm going to just make something up right now. I did think of something while we were doing the show that now I forget. Oh, it was the Starlin Marte Award. He officially said he's not signing an extension with the Marlins, and he's on in Fuego, coming back from the break, 8 for 16 with a home run, 3 doubles. I don't have a creative name for it, but like Starlin Watch. He's going to get traded. If he's not signing an extension with them and he's raking again, he's going to get traded. Some teams should do it sooner rather than later. So
pay up.
Just something I wanted to note. But what was your award? BBD?
The award I was going to give out, half stealing from myself from Wake and Jake this morning. It's the We Don't Care Award, and it's going to JT Real Muto. He takes part in the doubleheader yesterday. Well, not doubleheader. They're finishing a suspended game Sunday. Hits the walk-off homer. Goes 3 for 5 in game 2. And we don't care what people say. Joke's on you. He's still alive.
Lost Trev.
Lost Trev.
Trev couldn't hang with that.
Who is the best friend of the week?
Best friend of the week. We got a back-to-back winner. Pollock takes it home again. He went 5 for 12, a homer, double, and a walk.
Trev's best friend, AJ Pollock.
Back to back.
B2B.
Damn.
B2B. Let's wrap it up with a little elevator.
Little elevator talk. I'll put, let me get, well, I don't know if I kind of have internet now.
Yeah, we've got a weird half internet going on because the chat's been up the whole time. But
Yeah, somehow the chat doesn't go away. When I was on the plane during
Wild.
Talkin' Yanks, I tried to buy internet so I could watch the episode.
Sure.
And I could only get the live chat.
Only chat.
You would have been furious.
Chat's powerful.
Allie was
No,
coming for your job.
Yeah, I heard.
Yeah.
I heard.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, this isn't going to work. So a random team.
Ding. It's the, what was that team you want to talk about?
Did you do red stuff?
It's the Reds.
Oh, my God. It's the Cincinnati Reds.
They get swept, and now they're 7 games back. They only have 3 more games left against the Brewers this season, so they're going to need the Brewers to do some of their bidding for them if they're coming for the division, since the wild card seems to be not in play for them. So that's a tough loss right there. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of season left, and you can make up some ground, but you don't have a lot of head-to-head games, so, you know, that's tough. But if you're in the elevator, I mean, that's kind of a sour way to
Yeah, I'll
have
go
the
back
chat.
the roots of elevator talk. You know, if someone's wearing a Reds hat in there, you say, you know what, tough weekend. I still think if we get a shortstop, I think this team can make some noise. I'm not worried about Winker after the All-Star break. I know Castellanos got hit, but he's tough. You just say, you know, let's get that shortstop, maybe a reliever. And the guy in the Reds hat, or gal, they're just like, okay,
Sounds good.
Reds up.
Reds up. They're not going to trade anyone, though. They believe in themselves, as they should, but it's tough now after getting swept.
Love you, Zendino.